According to statistics, Taiwan has more than 9,000 patients who are waiting for an organ transplant. However, the number of annual organ donations each year is only between 100 to 200. This leads some to turn to family members to donate organs. Unfortunately, this may not always be a good match. From 2006 to 2015, Taiwan saw nearly 5,000 people pass away while waiting for an organ transplant. Follow our report as we learn more about how organ donation is a matter of life or death for many.
This time is because of my acute kidney failure, and I'm hospitalized for several days. Actually, I don't know how many days because I have been in a coma for several days.
Looking at the notes left by her son, Mrs. Huang fights back the tears and finds it hard to read. Pictured here in 6th grade, Bosun is holding a carnation, which he wants to give it to his mother. Few could imagine that a year later he would fall sick with an abnormal immune system, leading to kidney failure as he urgently needed a new kidney.
We wanted to make an organ donation to him, but we couldn't make the match.
Many people cannot wait and may run out of time, as it may be too late, as waiting for an organ transplant can lead to a lot of suffering.
The annual rate of kidney donations in Taiwan is about less than 200, while those waiting for a kidney transplant is about 6,000. So the average wait will be nearly 30 years for a kidney.
The long wait for a kidney didn't lead Bosun to complain as he continued to see the world with compassion.
My son called me in the middle of the night, and I asked him if he was uncomfortable. He said no, he just hugged me and thanked me for never giving up on him. In the end, he didn't get an organ transplant and died because of kidney failure.
From 2006 to 2015, a 9-year period, Taiwan has 4,839 patients who died while waiting for organ transplants. The number who died waiting for a kidney transplant was 1,372 people, or 28%, while those waiting for a liver is more than 60%, while those who died waiting for a heart transplant was 10%. The ratio of donors to recipients is very poor, leading many patients to turn to family members for organ transplants. But this process requires gene pairing and organ function assessment.
The doctor said, "Congratulations, your son's donor liver pairing is successful." But upon further check with computer imaging, found the result will be if he donates the larger portion of his liver, it won't be enough for him. And if donates the smaller portion, it won't be enough for me. So the doctor said I had to keep waiting.
Waiting is akin to a psychological suffering for the patient and the family. Oil painter Yang Binghui suffered a very long wait until his son turned 18, was able to donate his liver to save his father.
Taiwan probably only has a few dozen liver donations each year, but more than 3,000 wait for such a donate, as there's very little chance of making a match.
After getting sick, they may close themselves off to others and be out of it, as they don't want their loved ones to see them, as they don't dare venture out.
Patients waiting for an organ transplant do not need sympathy, but what they need is more matches. Unfortunately, for many patients, the passage of time leaves many families with lots of regret.
我们的约定啊，他希望说以后他不在。
I had a promise with my son who asked me to enjoy my life.
其实我过得也不错啊，只是说这个东西啊。
I'm doing well. My son is no longer fighting, but I just can't let my son go.
我还没有很当下。
At the end of his life, Bosun also saved the life of other people.
他可能是自己从等待的过程。 然后从很多的希望配对不成。
My son waited so long for an organ match and went from hope to the pain of disappointment. A few days before his death, he told me that he could no longer wait and wanted to donate his own organs as the doctor removed his corneas. And when we brought our son's body back, he had a big smile as he was happy to make this donation. The funeral director asked if we had made his cheeks up stuffed with cotton because he had such a wonderful smile on his face.
上一社的帮我们处理的，他说你们是不是有塞棉花，或者是把他怎么会笑得这么漂亮？
Both this mother and brother have signed an organ donation letter of consent because they don't want others to suffer the same fate of Bosun, who could no longer wait for an organ transplant.
Because this happened to our family, I don't want anyone else to suffer the same misfortune and be filled with regret.
Every Saturday when I am free, I go to the hospice ward and volunteer. I spend about 1/3 of my time accompanying others.
Domestically, there are more than 9,000 people awaiting organ transplants. These people's fate will depend upon their ability to receive an organ donation.
如果说你用尽了，
If you're gone, your organs can still help other people. This is not a bad thing, as we shouldn't be afraid of organ donation.